Hello dear learners. Today we'll be discussing collection development. So collection development is one of the important activity in the libraries. I am Professor Masoom Raza from Department of Library Information Science, AMU Aligarh. And we had seen right from the beginning what is human resource management, what are the management principles, and what is basically performance appraisal. All those things we have been seen. Now we'll be focusing on the sections of the library and the technicalities of the libraries. So just moving on with this, I'll just start what the collection development is, how it is taken up, what are the policies. So the whole thing we'll be discussing under these heads. I'll introduce a concept, I'll let you know the purpose of collection development, then different types of collection in the library, the steps involved in the collection development, then the policy, and then the components of collection development, and then we will discuss the principles of collection development policy, and then application of ICT to collection development. So the collection development is a fundamental aspect of library, and it encompasses the systematic process of acquiring, organizing, and managing materials to meet the informational needs and interests of the library users. Libraries, whether public, academic, or special, serves as repositories of knowledge and information. And the development of their collection is essential for fulfilling this mission to support education, research, and lifelong learning. The goal of collection development is to build a diverse and relevant collection of resources that reflects the needs and preferences of the library's user, while also aligning with institutions' mission and objectives. This involves making strategic decisions about what material to acquire, how to acquire them, and how to effectively manage and maintain the collection over time. In the digital age, collection development has evolved to encompass both traditional print materials and a wide range of electronic resources, including e-books, online journals, databases, and multimedia content. Libraries must adapt to the changing information landscape and embrace new technologies and formats to ensure that their collections remains current, accessible, and valuable to users. The key considerations in collection development include assessing users' needs and preferences, evaluating the quality and relevance of materials, budgeting and resource allocation, copyright and licensing issues, and ongoing collection assessment and evaluation. Librarians play a central role in collection development, utilizing their expertise in information science and their understanding of user communities to make informed decisions about collection building and management. Overall, the collection development is a dynamic process that requires careful planning, collaboration, and adaptability. By effectively curating their collections, libraries can enhance access to information, promote intellectual inquiry and discovery, and contribute to the advancement of knowledge and scholarship in their communities. Next, we will see what is the purpose of collection development. So, one of the primary purpose of collection development is to fulfill the core mission and responsibilities of the library. This includes providing access to information, supporting education and research, promoting literacy and lifelong learning, preserving cultural heritage, and serving the informational needs of the community. Another important purpose of collection development is supporting information needs. Then again, this collection development process ensures that libraries provide resources that meet the informational, educational, and recreational needs of the users by acquiring a diverse range of materials, including books, journals, electronic resources, multimedia, and other formats. Libraries can cater to the varied interest and preferences of their patrons. Next important purpose is to provide the study material. So the key purpose is also select and acquire the study material that support the academic and research needs of the students, faculty and researchers. This involves identifying and acquiring textbooks, reference materials, scholarly journals and other resources that are essential for coursework, assignments and research projects. Another purpose of collection development is budget utilization. Collection development efforts are guided by budgetary constraints and considerations. Librarians must allocate resources judiciously to acquire materials that provide the best value and utility within the available budget. This may involve prioritizing purchases, negotiating discounts with vendors, exploring alternate acquisition models, and seeking external funding sources. Another purpose is just reviewing the library collection. Collection development is an ongoing process that requires regular review and evaluation of library's collection. Librarian conduct collection assessment, weed out of outdated or obsolete materials, identify gaps in coverage, and make strategic decisions about additions and deletions to ensure that the collection remains current, comprehensive, and aligned with the library's mission and goals. Next, we will discuss the types of collection in the libraries. We know that we normally have a different type of collection in a library, and that is important because we have varied kind of users also and varied kind of interest, varied kind of discipline. So definitely the library need to have a diverse collection to fulfill the requirements. And the collection basically is to meet the diverse needs and interests of the user communities. And it may vary based on the library's mission, user demographics, and areas of specialization. So, common types. One is general collection. The general collection consists of materials covering a broad range of subjects and cater to the general informational, educational, and recreational needs of the library users. It typically includes books, magazines, newspapers, and other print materials. Second type, we have reference collection. The reference collection contains authoritative and specialized resources intended for quick consultation and reference purposes. It includes encyclopedia, dictionaries, almanacs, atlases, handbooks, directories, and other reference works that provide factual information and provide the background knowledge for quick answer to the queries. Third type, we have special collections. The special collections comprise materials of unique or rare value that require special handling and preservation. These collections may include rare books, photographs, manuscripts, archives, artworks, ephemerals, and other culturally significant materials. The special collections often focus on specific themes, topics, or historical period. Then another type we have periodicals collection. The periodicals collection consists of magazines, journals, newspapers, and other serial publications covering a wide range of subjects and disciplines. It provides current information, scholarly research, and news updates to users. Periodicals may be available in print or electronic formats. Another type is audiovisual collection. The audiovisual collection includes materials in audio and visual formats such as CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, audiobooks, musical recordings, films, documentaries, and educational videos. It supports various educational, recreational, and cultural interests and may include both fiction and non-fiction titles. Another type we have digital collection. The digital collection encompasses electronic resources accessible online, including ebooks, e-journals, databases, digital archives, streaming media, and other digital content. It provides user with convenient access to a vast array of information resources anytime, anywhere, via computers, tablets, and mobile devices. Another type, that is children's and young adult collection. Libraries often maintain separate collections for children and young adults, featuring age appropriate materials designed to promote literacy, learning, and enjoyment. These collections may include picture books, juvenile fiction, young adult novels, graphic novels, and educational resources tailored to specific age groups. Another type of collection is local history and genealogy collection. Some libraries curate collections focused on local history, genealogy, and regional studies. These collections preserve and provide access to materials documenting the history, culture, and heritage of the local community, including local newspapers, historical documents, genealogical records, and oral histories. Another type of collection is multilingual and multicultural collection. Libraries serving diverse communities may develop collections that reflect the linguistic and cultural diversity of their users. Multilingual collections features materials in various languages, while multicultural collections encompasses resources representing different cultural perspectives, traditions, and identities. And the last of all is professional and career development collection. The libraries may offer collections towards professional development, career advancement, and lifelong learning. These collections include resources on job hunting, resume writing, interview skills, vocational training, continuing education, and personal development. Now we'll see the steps in the collection development process. So, what are the steps in the collection development process? So, basically, the collection development in libraries involves a systematic process of acquiring, managing, and maintaining materials to meet the informational, educational, and recreational needs of the library users. While specific steps may vary depending on the library's mission, scope, and budget, here are some common steps involved in the collection development process. Number one, assessing users' need. The first step in the collection development is to assess the needs and preferences of the library users. Librarians gather feedback from patrons, conduct surveys, analyze usage data, and stay informed about trends and developments in various subject areas to understand informational requirements of the user community. Next step is setting collection development goals. Based on the assessment of users' need and institutional priorities, librarians establish collection development goals and objectives. These goals guide the selection, acquisition, and management of materials, ensuring that the library's collection aligns with its mission and supports its strategic objectives. Next, in the process is budget planning and allocation. Collection development requires careful budget planning and allocation of financial resources. A librarian works with the library administrators to determine the available budget for acquisitions, subscriptions, and other collection related expenses. Budget considerations influence decisions about the scope, format, and timing of the acquisitions. Next in the process is selection of material. The selection of materials involves identifying and acquiring resources that meet the informational, educational, and recreational needs of the library users. Librarians use selection criteria and guidelines established in the collection policy to evaluate and prioritize materials for acquisition. Selection criteria may include relevance to the collection, quality, authority, currency, and anticipated demands. The next in the process is acquisition process. Once materials have been selected, librarians proceed with the acquisition process, which may involve purchasing, licensing, or subscribing to resources from publishers, vendors, or other suppliers. Librarians negotiate pricing terms and licensing agreements, ensuring their acquisitions are made within the allocated budget and in compliance with copyright laws and licensing requirements. Next in the process is cataloging and classification. Acquired materials are catalogued and classified to make them discoverable and accessible to library users. Librarians assign metadata, subject heading, and classification numbers to each item, enabling users to search and retrieve materials through the library catalog or discovery system. The next in the process is physical processing and shelving. Physical processing involves preparing acquired materials for circulation, including labeling, covering, and barcoding items. The librarians ensure that materials are properly shelved and organized according to established classification schemes and shelving guidelines, making them easy to locate and browse by users. Next in the process is promotion and outreach. Librarians promote the library's collection through outreach activities, marketing campaigns, and promotional events. They create displays, bibliographies, and reading lists to highlight new acquisitions, featured resources, and thematic collections, encouraging users to explore and engage with the collection. The next in the process is collection assessment and evaluation. The collection assessment involves ongoing evaluation of the library's collection to determine its relevance, currency, and effectiveness in meeting users' need. The librarians analyze usage statistics, circulation data, user feedback, and collection metrics to identify strength, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. Collection evaluation informs future collection, development decisions, and resource allocation strategies. Then next and the last in the process is weeding and collection maintenance. Weeding is a process of removing outdated, damaged, or underutilized material from the collection to ensure its currency, relevance, and quality. Librarians conduct regular weeding projects based on established criteria and guidelines, making space for new acquisitions and improving the overall usability of the collection. And now we'll analyze the collection development policy. So, collection development policy serves as a guiding document that outlines the principles, guidelines, and procedures for the library's collection. Whether written or unwritten, the policy provides a framework for librarians to make informed decisions about selecting, acquiring, organizing, and preserving materials to meet the informational, educational, and recreational needs of the library users. A well-defined collection development policy articulates the library's mission, objectives, and priorities, helping librarians align their collection development efforts with their institutional goals and user requirements. It addresses various aspects of collection development, including selection criteria, budget allocation, acquisition process, weeding and deselecting guidelines, copyright compliance, preservation strategies, and collection assessment and evaluation. By documenting these policies and procedures, libraries ensure consistency, transparency, and accountability in their collection development practices, facilitating effective stewardship of resources and promoting access to high quality, relevant, and diverse materials for their user communities. Now next we will be discussing the components of collection development policy. The essential components that are: 1. Selection and acquisition. The policy should outline the criteria and procedure for selecting and acquiring reading materials. This includes specifying the types of materials to be considered, example books, journals, digital resources, etc. The criteria for evaluating materials, example relevance, authority, accuracy. And the method for acquiring materials, for example purchase, donation, subscription. Second component is evaluation of reading materials. The policy should describe how the library periodically evaluates reading materials in its collection to ensure their relevance, currency, and quality. This may involve assessing usage statistics, soliciting user feedback, conducting collection assessments, and considering changes in user needs and curriculum requirements. The third component is the storage and weeding. The policy should address the storage, organization, and weeding out, that is deaccessioning, of materials in the collection. It should specify guidelines for shelving, cataloging, and maintaining the collection to ensure accessibility and preservation. Additionally, it should outline criteria and procedures for weeding out materials that are outdated, damaged, or no longer relevant to the collection. Next, we will be discussing the principles of collection development policy. The principles of collection development policy are basically the guiding principles, and they are: number one, goals and objectives of the organization / institution. The collection development policy should be aligned with the overarching goals and objectives of the organization or institution to ensure that library's collection supports its broader mission and strategic priorities. For example, if the institution emphasizes research and scholarship, the collection development may prioritize acquiring scholarly resources and supporting faculty research initiatives. Next step, or the next principle here, will be the need of the users community. The collection development policy should be informed by the needs of the library's user community, including both current and potential users. Librarians should conduct needs assessments, gather user feedback, and analyze usage data to understand the informational, educational, and recreational needs of the patrons. This ensures that the collection is responsive to the diverse needs and interests of the users and enhances their satisfaction and engagement with the library services. Next important principle is availability of financial and other resources. The collection development policy must take into account the available financial resources as well as other resources such as staffing, space, and technological infrastructure. Librarians must work within budgetary constraints to make strategic decisions about acquisitions, subscriptions, and collection management activities. Prioritization and resource allocation strategies are essential to maximize the impact and effectiveness of the collection within the constraints of available resources. And the next, we'll be discussing the application of ICT, that is information communication technology, in the collection development process. ICT, as you know, plays a significant role in enhancing various aspects of collection development in libraries. And it can be applied in several ways, such as: number one, online catalogs and databases. Libraries utilize online catalogs and databases to provide users with access to their collection. The digital platforms allow users to search, browse, and access library materials remotely, facilitating the discovery and retrieval of resources. Additionally, the librarians can use this system to manage and organize the library's collection efficiently, updating records and ensuring accuracy and accessibility. Next application can be electronic resource management. The ICT enables libraries to manage electronic resources such as e-books, e-journals, databases, and digital media. The librarians can acquire, license, and provide access to electronic resources through online platforms and subscription services. Electronic resource management system helps librarians track usage, renew subscriptions, and manage licenses, ensuring optimal utilization and cost effectiveness of electronic resources. Another application is digital repositories and institutional repositories. Libraries create digital repositories and institutional repositories to preserve and disseminate digital content, including research publications, theses, dissertations, and multimedia materials. These repositories serves as a centralized platform for storing, organizing, and sharing digital resources, enhancing access and visibility of scholarly outputs and institutional knowledge. Next application is collection analysis and assessment tools. ICT tools enables librarians to analyze and assess libraries' collection comprehensively. Collection analysis tools provide insights into usage statistics, circulation data, citation analysis, and collection metrics, helping librarians evaluate the relevance, currency, and quality of materials. This information guides decision-making processes related to collection development, deselection, and resource allocation. Next application is automated acquisition and interlibrary loan system. ICT facilitates automated acquisition and interlibrary loan systems, streamlining the process of acquiring materials and accessing resources from other libraries. Automated acquisition system enable librarians to place orders, track shipments, and manage acquisitions workflow efficiently. Interlibrary loan system enables users to request materials from other libraries electronically, expanding access to resources beyond the library's collection. Next application is open access and digital scholarship initiatives. Libraries support open access and digital scholarship initiatives to promote the dissemination and accessibility of scholarly content. ICT enables libraries to collaborate with publishers, researchers, and institutions to create and disseminate open access publications. Digital collections and online exhibits. Digital scholarship initiatives leverage ICT tools and technologies to facilitate research collaboration and knowledge creation in digital formats. Another application is social media and online communities. Libraries use social media platforms and online communities to engage with users, promote library resources, and gather feedback on collection development initiatives. Social media channels provide opportunities for libraries to communicate with users, share information about new acquisitions, and solicit recommendations for future purchases. Online communities enable users to connect with librarians, share resources, and participate in discussions related to collection development area.